Hi everybody! Before we begin, have I told you how much I appreciate each and every one of you? Without your support, comments, and likes, these videos would not be possible. Thank you. Now, let's take a closer look at our most recent collection of curious finds from the coast of Central California. The vast areas of underwater ecosystems are hidden from human eyes, and, for the most people, the only opportunity to take a peek at these mysterious marine worlds is to visit the places where the ocean meets the dry land. Stand at the edge of the unknown and search for clues in the debris washed out on the shore. This is a keyhole limpet covered with multiple serpulid baby worms. Imagine how it looked underwater with baby worms sticking out their red tentacles. An anchovy needs a large mouth to catch plankton floating in the ocean. It's an offshore fish, but sometimes ends up on the beaches of the Pacific coast. They have to propagate very fast to survive as a species, a perfect example of a hunter being hunted by large predators. After the sardine population in California recovered, the commercial interest towards anchovies declined, and they are now used more for bait or processed into fish meal. A pair of kelp crabs caught in an intimate moment. A cute chiton, surprisingly clean and free of algae camouflage. Seems like one of the representatives of the genus Lepidozona. A spotty starfish called bat star. A nudibranch. These semi-transparent tubes belong to another kind of marine worm, a jointed tube worm. It looks like a piece of plastic, but it's obviously not. They're sometimes called bamboo tube worms. The length, which can reach over 10 inches, allows the animal to settle itself deep into the mud. These guys produce some mucus at the top end, trap the food particles, and transport them deep down along the tube. Here, we have evidence of yet another creature called the shipworm or teredo worm. It's actually a mollusk. Teredo worms have very long bodies and relatively small valves that serve as teeth when the animals bore holes in wood. The tunnels are covered with a calcareous substance, which is believed to play a role in buffering acid metabolites, helping the shipworm to control the environment inside the tunnel. After all, the wood serves not only as a food source, but also as a hiding place. This is a long-stalked tunicate, Styella monterreyensis, or sea squirt. Tunicates, strangely enough, are chordates invertebrates, meaning that among all invertebrates they're the closest to vertebrates. Interestingly, the tunicate larva looks like a tadpole. In fact, there are many similarities in sensory organs. This makes it plausible that a larva or an early tunicate became an ancestor of vertebrates. A dead and almost dried gumboot chiton. We made a few cuts into its skin to reveal the bony structures of an internal shell. You can find those on the beach once they get detached and cleaned out of the flesh by the waves. They look like snow-white butterflies and are called butterfly shells. Dead chitons have a very bad smell, and if you touch them with bare hands, your hands will likely smell horribly for a long time. The fresh, smelly shell plates can be treated with peroxide overnight to remove the smell, but very often the plates get broken within the body of dead mollusks because they were smashed over the rocks. Extracting the plates is a nasty business, and you may end up with broken plates anyway. I would not recommend this activity. Regular pine cones smoothed by the gravel, which looks unusual. An egg capsule of a ray. Once you find one, you will start noticing them regularly among the dried sea algae and debris on the beaches. This tiny sea urchin is probably still alive. Shells of red abalone are common on the rocky beaches of California, but it's always a pleasure to encounter one of these beauties. Bones of marine mammals sticking out of the rocks are quite common in this area. You have to pay attention and be careful near the cliffs. This perfectly round hole in this clam was made by a predatory snail. As a reminder, nature can be bountiful and plentiful, but fragile as well. We have to do our part to preserve its beauty. Otherwise, we will be left at its mercy, and nature does have an ugly and cruel side, I'm afraid. Thanks for watching! Check out our other videos about nature places in Central California, and good luck on the trails of your life. Bye!